Welcome back to Thinkings.
Yo!
In today's episode, we are talking about an escape from reality.
This is our fourth episode.
Let's go.
So
what should we say first? Let's see. We're going to introduce 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
You can think about them as time goes on.
Yeah.
We're just going to say them now so that we have an outline. So we're going to talk about what world would you wish to live in?
Mm-hmm.
Why do people want to find an escape?
Yep.
And then if you were born in a fantastical world or a world of your choice, would you find it fantastical?
Mm-hmm. And before, it would be very nice for those of you guys who are watching, and those of you who are listening, especially for those who are watching, if you could comment these your answer to these questions, because we really want to see
your thoughts.
Your thoughts. These are very deep questions in a way. Like, we were thinking about this before the podcast and recording the episode, and we thought it would be pretty interesting questions to just talk about. So, anyways.
Let's first talk about an escape from reality. We love, as people, we love to not work and not do things that are super hard and everything.
Yeah.
So in our rest time, we usually try and find a place of comfort. And that can either be in books, video games, YouTube videos.
Sleeping.
It could be in this podcast if you're listening to the podcast.
Yeah. It could be in the comfort of your own bed, or whatever else, at the bar, or
Yeah, any kind of substances that you use is like an escape from
reality.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about the first question. What world do you wish you were in?
Okay.
So for us, it's like we definitely have a lot of different places that we wish we could be in, or different scenarios and worlds, fantasy worlds.
Fantasy worlds are probably one of my favorite worlds.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Like, in this world that we live in right now, there are probably already amazing things that we could explore and just look at. Like, I haven't been to every country or every place in the world, so
it's just really hard to try and go to those places and find opportunities to be there. Because either we're not rich enough.
Yeah, you're not rich enough to go there. I mean, going to places and trips is like expensive.
Yeah, and the process is a little difficult. You have to plan way ahead.
Yeah, if you're going to a place that, let's say that you don't speak the language there, you have to learn at least a few words and just know how to get around.
Know how to go use the bathroom, or learn how to order food. So that you actually can survive.
Yeah.
So that you can see the beautiful things that you want to see.
Yeah, no one is gonna know. Well, I think in the world, people know a little bit of English at least. Yeah. There's a lot of places where they speak Spanish. That's nice, but it's very good to just know your language at least.
At least a little bit of the basics.
Yeah.
I think I would want to, if I didn't live in this world, I would probably live in a superhero world, because I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
Probably also obsessed. It would be nice to just be around superheroes, but not around the catastrophes that happen around them.
Yeah.
I don't want to die.
No. Dude, I think that I would probably be in like a fantasy world. Like, I really like D&D worlds. So if I were in a Lord of the Rings world, or let's say, I don't know. For those of you who watch like Castlevania, I really like that show, and it's a fantasy world, sort of like Lord of the Rings, and just anything like that is pretty interesting. I also like superhero worlds. I guess I would try to live in a world that I have a purpose, like in a way I am maybe a knight or an adventurer, because like we're actually thinking about that. If you were to land in a world and you're like not.
Yeah, it's more often you want to be those characters.
You want to be those characters, yeah. So let's say I was like a cleaner or some sort of jester or something like that.
A janitor, or
janitor,
just like imagine you're just a servant.
Yeah, that would suck.
I don't want to be a butler.
No.
And not be part of anything.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel it's very interesting, and I think pretty cool, the idea of being part of some sort of brotherhood of knights, or I don't know, being part of some purposeful group, a group that is probably going to save the whole entire world from a catastrophe.
I'd love to be a part of the Justice League.
Yeah, or the Avengers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and I guess we live in a world that has many different worlds that we, again, have not yet explored.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were to go to any of those worlds, I think you would like it. I guess it all depends. I mean,
yeah, if you're finding like your life boring or your situation boring, I know that I've like, oh my god, I don't want to be like doing this and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Doing this podcast is like being in another world.
Yeah, it is.
It's like outside of just doing engineering all the time and math. It's a very nice break.
Yeah.
So if you're ever bored, just try to go do something that's outside of your, not necessarily outside your comfort zone, but something that you wouldn't usually do, like normally do. So like go out and just do a random event, join a random event or join a random club or activity. And that would be a nice experience. Even if you're not expecting much out of it, you'll probably get a lot out of it.
Yeah, that could be your trip to another world.
Yeah,
I mean,
it'll be a little bit of an adventure.
Yeah, it'll be an adventure. I mean, I think that when I'm in my room, it feels like I'm escaping some reality because it's me just there. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like some places that you could find yourself being either in your house or just anywhere feel magical at times. I think being in the bathroom is probably one of the magical experiences you could ever have, because it's just you in there, you know, and it just, you can't, like, you're in the bathroom, you're just you're taking a shower, you know.
I think one of the things that children do the best is use their imagination to make their own world.
Yes.
Because I remember when I was younger, I was in my basement and I would just be there and play. The basement's like barren, it has like metal, it's like a pole. It was unfinished, it was like undone. But I used my imagination in order to have fun. I would imagine I was in a world of like future technology and in a world where I was like a pop star and I would play with my toy guitar and I would pretend I was a pop star.
Yeah.
And that stuff was like awesome. I feel like that's something that adults don't do a lot because a lot of adults don't like to, I guess, think too
like
much
children.
As like they don't want to live too much in a fantasy world.
Man, yeah, because life as an adult can be very harsh. And like, I don't know if it's horrible, but it can be just difficult in general.
Yeah.
And also, when growing up as an adult, you definitely lose part of your inner child and your imagination. And I think people are trying to find escapes in other ways that can hurt them, you know? But I think if you can keep that ability in you to think as a child in terms of imagination, I think that is very, very good. I think that's a positive thing in you because you have not lost that precious thing. I think that having your inner child or the mentality or part of the mentality of your inner child or your of the child that you were before, it's a very positive and a very good thing. And so
I know one of the things I like to do, because trying to be like a child again, I don't want to like act out stuff. It's like that feels really weird and awkward. Like,
it's also completely different.
Imagine if I'm like in my room and I'm just like dancing around and just trying to be a rock star. That would be really weird in my head. So one of the ways
some of us do that.
I know some of us do that, but imagine if I tried to just be like a superhero dressed up and everything in my room and just like I have no friends or anything.
But I mean, some of us, I think that we would actually do that. We would just if we had enough, well, not enough, like if we had the guts to be like, okay, let's go out there and like dress up as like soups.
That's part of the acting experience.
Some
people love acting.
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone and just go out there and be like,
just do something that without regard for feeling nervous or anything. You just do something to make yourself feel better. I know one of the ways I transformed that now is just through writing. You could still find an escape through writing and creating your own stories.
Same.
I finished my short story actually, finally.
Yeah.
It's actually, I like the story. I think I did pretty well on it. I will post it actually.
You'll post it?
I think if I find a way, I'll post it on my Instagram or something. And whoever wants to read it can read it.
Yeah, I haven't posted any of my stories yet, mainly because they're super duper long. And I mean, I'd have to finish. I could make a short one though. Like I have ideas for a short story that I could make. I could probably post that. I mean, most of the things that I write are sci-fi. And for those, I want to be able to read a little bit more just so I could have an idea of certain concepts that I want to just put in there. But I have a few short ones, but yeah, Jake's stories are pretty cool. They're very philosophical and just go into.
Yeah, you'll have to read this short story. It's actually, I think it plays a pretty good part in. The theme is isolation and just belonging. But I really like the world that I've built around it because it's like a post-apocalyptic setting. And kind of futuristic in a little bit. It's like Fallout.
It's like Fallout? Okay.
The feeling is like Fallout, if you know what that is.
For those
video game.
Yeah, for those of you who know, Fallout is a video game in a post-apocalyptic like world that is sort of set up in the 1950s.
And it's retro-futuristic.
Retro-futuristic, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I don't really play video games, but the times that I have, they've been pretty cool games. And Fallout is a game that I really liked because first off, the music was pretty cool. I really like I really like old music. I think it's like, I don't know, I just like it mainly because I play instruments, and so knowing about music and just getting to dive into music and different styles of music, just because my teacher, he makes me play other genres or different genres of music, I can sort of dive into, this different genres of music. Like my whole entire playlist is music from almost everywhere. I have music from like, I don't know.
It's good to have a wide variety.
Yeah, I know. It has a wide variety. So yeah, Fallout, it's a nice game.
Yeah, I love that game so much. I played Fallout 4 and Fallout 3.
Which one was the one that
You played Fallout 3.
Fallout 3, because Jake introduced me to Fallout.
It was such a good game.
And I don't know, for some reason, I started seeing purple when I was playing the game.
Yeah, that's just because you're not used to looking at
I started seeing purple hues somehow. I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah, video games are like another way of as an escape. That's very engaging because you're literally in that world. You're playing in that world. So that's why video games are so powerful in that kind of way. You have the scenery and like the environment, and you're in it. And you make the choices. And those games are just so fun just because of that. It's like an abstraction from real life. Well, when you read and stuff, you have to use your own imagination. To figure out what's going on. I know one of the things I haven't done enough is read. So when I read text, I keep on like rereading lines, and it kind of ruins the story a little bit for me just because of that. And so we'll talk about then the next question, which is, why do we want to find an escape? Or why do you want to find an escape? If you guys want to answer that in the comments again. So like, I know things could get really boring. Things can get repetitive too. So you just want something new. And one of the things that we always like to go back to in terms of like story writing and just games in general, that adventure aspect is the feeling that we want. And the feeling of that hero's journey. Of like, you go off to do something, you face trial and error, and then you come back with glory and
power and all the things.
And that's how games work. Video games work a lot of the time. You start from level 0 to level 100, and you have like a ton of gear.
Well, I think that, I guess I could answer, why would I want an escape from real life, I guess. I mean, you, again, just like we said previously, you could find an escape in the real world, in the world that we live in. If it's the world of fantasy, I guess I would want to find an escape because there are certain things that I find exciting in the fantasy world that I would want to be in.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you get to see humans every day, right? And dude, I wish I could see a dragon or like a humanoid creature, which again could be like a terrifying thought because an uncanny valley effect where if you see something that looks very human, you're gonna like freak out. So maybe not, but it depends though. Like if I see a human with like horns or something like that, I think that's decent.
Yeah.
If you see
something that's supposed to be a human,
yeah,
but it doesn't look like a human,
yeah, that's very weird. Like we could get into like what's that thing? There's I think a movie called The Thing.
Okay. Yeah, The Thing.
Yeah, but I don't know if that entirely expresses the idea of
uncanny. Not really.
Not really.
It's just like aliens in another person's skin.
Yeah. So it's more of a shapeshifter. I think that could be uncanny at times. But
definitely.
Yeah. But I mean, again, if you want to find an escape from the real world, or at least the world that you live in right now, I mean, I don't know. You could probably think that there might be a sense of peace from being in a fantasy world too. I mean, sometimes when you look at TikTok videos of where would you want to be, and they show you different pictures of like fantasy worlds, at times I guess you want to be in that world because it makes life so simple. I guess the way that they show it is a very simple world to live in.
Yeah.
You know, you just
Minecraft.
Yeah, Minecraft. Exactly. You go hunting. You live in this house that you built. You know, I started watching this YouTube channel called Outdoor Boys.
Okay.
You know Outdoor Boys?
Not really.
Okay. Is this one dude that this like old man? Is this man really that goes to different places? Like mostly Alaska, I think, okay. But he likes to camp and just survive in the outdoors. And I've started to watch it, and I find it to be very, very peaceful and very calming because it's not as complicated and as stressful, I guess, as living in the world that we live in. You know, we don't have to deal with.
I know sometimes you just want to get away from it.
Yeah, you want to get away from it. I mean,
that's society.
Yeah, society just wants you to just get away. You just want to. Some people just want to live in a piece of land, have a house, everything's simple. Maybe get a horse, few animals. Yep. Almost like your ancestral, maybe a few thousand years ago, how we used to live. Somehow we like that style of life, or we want to be in that setting. I think that's one of the reasons why, if you see any of those videos or of where would you want to be, you know, I think people like it because it's very peaceful, it's very simple.
Yeah, and then also real life. When you do something that's long term, it takes a long time before you reap the success, the rewards from it.
Yeah.
And so you could be like working your butt off for like a year and not get what comes from it until the year ends.
Yeah.
And so in video games and like stories and everything, it's much shorter.
Yeah, you could speed it up.
Yeah, you speed it up. Like in Minecraft, you get achievements for just doing random stuff. You collect wood and everything. It doesn't take that long until you are able to make a house.
Yeah.
But then imagine in real life.
In real life, it would take a long time, yeah.
You're doing all this hard work and you're like, man, is this even worth it anymore?
Yeah.
And then it will be worth it when you finish that house in real life.
Yeah.
It's just that within that process.
Yeah.
It's
it takes so long. I mean, also with I think in the world that we live in too, if you are trying to build a house, it's not, you can't just build a house. You have to go through the process of talking to this landlord, speaking to the city, the government. It's a whole bunch of entities. that I think that's another thing that makes the process so
all the systems that you have to go through that you might not even know about.
Yeah, it's true. Because I think in the old times, you didn't have to go through all of that to build a house. You could just build a house. But I mean, right now, houses are connected to like sewage. They're connected to pipelines. They're connected to electricity.
The electricity is so freaking everything has to be built around all of that stuff.
Yeah, and you have to pay like property taxes and all that stuff. That's so annoying. Like, why can't I just build a house? The different worlds, the how sophisticated the world is right now. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to get through a lot of things that you want to do, just because it always starts out hard. The hardest part is always like the beginning, and then it gets easier as it goes on.
Yeah,
it's just you have to deal with that stuff initially.
You have to deal with so much more.
Yeah,
I mean, I think. I sometimes believe that as time will go on and as technology will get better, I think we might go back to that simplicity a little bit more.
Yeah, I hope.
I hope so too, because with AI and let's say with other technology, humans, I think, would want to, I think life would be a whole lot easier. And
I want to be able to automate like some more things.
Yeah, I think, I mean, I think there's definitely those people who will that will choose the simple life without tech, and there will be others that will choose the simple life with tech. I mean, I don't know. So sometimes I feel that living in a house simple without any technology is so cool, and I don't know. It has a different feeling to it than technology.
I think I've already been too much in AC in order to live without it. I need temperature regulation.
You need temperature. Yeah, if not, you're gonna like.
I will die either in the heat or I will die in the cold.
You need your jacuzzi. You need your indoor pool.
Yeah, I need my. I need like my huge mansion in the house. I need that space.
I need my Fiji water. I cannot do river water. No, I don't like it. It has to be like processed.
Everything has to be filtered.
Yes. I want for it to be filtered all the way to the last molecule of water.
It needs to be pure.
Pure distilled water?
Electricity cannot be able to run through it. That's how pure the water has to be.
Dude, I had distilled water one time. And I actually Googled what happens if you drink a big number of it, and you're gonna die, bro, because like distilled water needs to like attach itself to ions or whatever, and so if you were to just drink that, you're gonna.
Your hydration is based off your electrolyte balance.
So that thing has none of that, so it's gonna take it away. So, but anyways, yeah, that's
an escape from reality is also just being among your thoughts, being in the shower, and having your thoughts in the shower, just being like, what if I did this?
Yeah.
Everyone replays conversations from the past in their head.
Some people get delusional, but others, it's others. Some are insane. Others are okay. It would make sense to repeat that. Now for our third question.
I don't know if we're quite there yet.
Okay.
But we can lead up to it a little bit more. So the third question is, if you were born in a fantastical world, would you find it fantastical? So we can tie in why we would want an escape into that.
Yeah.
So like things get dull, things that are commonplace, you no longer like, we start to take things for granted when things happen too much, too often. And so we need a change of pace. That's the reason why people are not consistent with a lot of things, because like
they want to change.
They want to change up the routine, but like we need routine in order to build habits and everything like that.
Yeah.
But it's hard when we constantly need to change, and especially because a lot of people don't have the attention span anymore in order to do things like that.
Dude.
You want the reward like overnight. You can't wait a week.
You cannot wait. Dude, I want my Amazon package right now. I want it tomorrow. I cannot wait 5 days.
I already spent my money.
Why don't you give it to me?
It should be here already.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, dude, at that point, just go to like, I don't know, Target. That's the fastest you're gonna get. Yeah. All right, you can't speed that up. I mean, no one is gonna drive like 200 miles an hour to deliver their package.
Yeah,
they have other people, but I mean, we find an escape, or I mean, I guess some of the things that we go through in life contribute to us wanting to leave. And just
pretty sure everyone
yeah
has some kind of place that they would want to be at.
Yeah, and I don't know well, we definitely did talk about the idea of how simple things can be, but were you gonna say something else? I didn't have anything. Okay. I think that's. I thought I had saw something, but I feel like I forgot.
That's fine, but that means we could just move on to the next question. So this is our last question.
Yeah.
But we'll be talking about it for a while.
Yeah,
because it's a pretty good question.
It's a pretty good question.
Yeah. So if you're in a fantastical world, would you find it fantastical? And it's just, let's say you were just in a world. What if you were born in the world that you wanted to be in, without knowing about like this world that we live in?
Yeah.
So like,
it's all relative.
Yeah, it's all relative. Imagine you were born in the Harry Potter world.
Yeah.
You went to Hogwarts and everything as a wizard, or a witch.
Yeah.
And you were born there. Would you find that world fantastical, or would you find it just like how we find college in this world?
Yeah, like
oh, I'm going to school.
I don't like this. Or, I mean, what if that world had technology like our world and magic like the other world? It would be a combination of both of them. Sort of like, there's that one movie, Onward.
Yeah,
that movie had tech and it had magic. That's an interesting thing. I mean, I think that I would find it exciting, mainly because I think that there's a lot to do in this world that we live in. It's just that you can't always get to the place that you want to explore
like right away.
Yeah, right away. Also, I think that a fantasy world would be very exciting because if let's say it's a magical world, you know, you're going to have, well, first of all, you're going to have magic. You could fly. You could do a bunch of other things. In some of those fantastic worlds, the creatures or the fae folk, I think that's how they call it, that they're like magical beings.
In the
fantastic worlds, or whichever world. I think I don't know. I think they call them fae folk or something like that.
I don't know what they're called.
All right. I heard that term in a show I watched. But if you in some of these worlds, I think humans or the beings from that world are very connected to that world. You know, they can control elements. They can control their environment. There's sort of it's a part of them more. Because humans, we know that we are part of Earth, but at times humans can think that they are completely separate or they're like own thing from the rest of the world. Dude, you're going to like die and go back to the Earth. Every animal goes through that phase. You're not special. I mean, the only thing that makes us special is the fact that we are sentient beings that make pretty sick stuff. We make kids suffer with mathematics and we make processed food, and we cannot live without our Fiji water. That's, you know, you take a bear, those guys can drink water out of the river. They can eat salmon or whatever. They hibernate. They don't worry about like taxes, and they die. That's the whole process of most of the creatures on Earth. And then there's humans. We created philosophy, and we build buildings that kill birds because they cannot. We have the biggest
anthills.
Exactly. You know, we made TVs and we put people in tiny boxes that talk to us. We don't really do that, but you know, phones, right? So in a way, I think that would be the most exciting part of living in a fantasy world. also, I think there would be, well, definitely in the fantasy world, you're gonna have a quest, and maybe a little.
You have
bit
like
more
some
of a
things that you
purpose.
know that you're going towards.
Yeah,
and a lot of people in real life don't even know where they're going.
Yeah. Because again, you probably don't have to worry a lot about the things that we're worried about right now. I mean, I don't know, if you're worried about, I don't know, having a car, dude. And a lot of the fantasy stories, especially if you look at Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, you know, they have horses, and horses are expensive now. Yeah. Cars used to be expensive. Now cars are much more cheaper than having a horse. Come on. I wish we still rode horses, not gonna lie. Because it probably would be, I don't know, I think it would be pretty cool.
It would be kind of nice to have a vehicle that's like a pet.
Yes, I know,
like
right?
A companion.
Exactly.
A friend.
And they get tired.
This is not an idea to give cars AI voices and everything. We should not do that. That would be uncanny valley.
That would be uncanny valley. Like, I am driving and then my car is like,
how are you?
Jake, feed me. No,
I'm freaking running out of gas.
I know, I was like, feed me, Jake. Feed me. And I mean, bro, I don't know. Having a horse would definitely be very, very, very cool. And I don't know. You live with the horse. I mean, how long do horses live? Like 50 years or so? I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. But you know, you have a companion. They don't break down. I mean, they only get tired. You get tired with them.
You feed them and everything.
You feed them grass.
Groom them.
Yes, there's grass everywhere. Give them that.
That's one thing that I wish humans could eat. Because it's everywhere.
I know.
Why can't grass be edible?
Dude, I mean, there's definitely some grass, or not necessarily grass, but some things that look like grass that we can eat. I mean, if you.
But I wish that grass that is just outside right there.
Yeah.
I wish I could eat that.
I could just get on all fours and just take a bite.
Yeah.
You know. But no, you know, it's so. Yeah, we complicate things, man. I think I mean,
like to imagine a better world.
Yeah, but again, when we imagine a better world, we make it worse.
Yeah.
I mean, probably in the next years or so, the world could probably get a little bit better.
People have too many conflicting like ideas.
Yes.
That when we try to do stuff,
we can't.
We're gonna have things that battle against that thing.
Yes.
And it's not gonna mix correct.
Exactly. So again, and you know, they say simplicity is art. We have not made very simple things yet. I mean, they look simple, but they're very complicated.
Yeah. But then a lot of things are complicated.
Yeah.
If you look deeper.
Yeah, if you look deeper. I mean, a few thousand years ago, you know, it was probably complicated for them, but for us, that was probably one of the simplest things. It was efficient, but, you know, I mean, imagine if we would have started making technological advancements like we do right now back then. Right now, we'd be having flying cars. Right now, I could go through a boom tube, dude. I could go through a teleporting machine to Mars and back. My cousin would have been living in Mars with his girlfriend, and I would have gone to their wedding. But no, we decided to have wars, unfortunately, because we're human beings.
Yeah, but then those wars are actually what sparked a lot of our technology.
Yes, they did, unfortunately.
Which is so dumb. Why can't we just make new stuff? Just
without
because we want
war.
to
Yes.
Why can't we just want to make stuff? So just because we want to make
Yes.
And like the space race and like the Cold War and everything.
Yes,
was the main reason why we were even able to go to up there and into the abyss.
The moon. Imagine
if that didn't happen, I don't think we would have ever gone up there.
No. I mean, hey, if the cavemen that lived a few million years ago or like 500,000 years ago would say, guys, let's go up there. Let's see how we can do that. They start making like catapults. They're like, okay, guys,
I think he made it.
Yeah.
They just make one of their friends fly off a cliff.
And he's just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he made it.
Yeah, he flew up. but no, you know. But I think for us, our goals kind of want to make humanity's life really, really easy. Like as an engineer, I do want to make things cheaper and simple for people. Also, there's another thing that I kind of don't like about our current world is that some things are not as attractive, like looking wise, as they used to be. So when I look at cars then versus now, they are not as nice.
A lot of the things from the past look
they look
much nicer.
So much nicer.
A lot harder to make, like our architecture.
Yes, I know.
I do
some
not
of the buildings.
Brutal.
Listen, there's I guess brutalism looks good in certain things.
Yeah, certain things.
Yes, but in general, no.
Yeah.
But you know, I think one of the problems is that some of those things would be expensive to just make.
Yeah.
And so as an engineer, one of the things I want to do is try to find a cheaper way to make this
those processes easier.
Yeah, make them easier. Because, you know, there are people out there who are talented who could definitely make a building look like that. And, you know, let's say that we find, like, let's say I design a nanobot that can, like, if you've seen Bloodshot, let's just design a swarm of nanobots that can, like, carve out things out of a building or something like that. You know, like that would probably be, it would take you a few minutes or maybe a few hours, depending on how efficient the nanobots are. But maybe these ideas can be designed by humans. I mean, what if you can make something, you see how like Big Hero 6 had the ring around his head and stuff to control the machines? You could probably do that, have a person train as an, I don't know,
make hard labor easier.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to give exoskeletons to everyone.
To everybody, yeah. So we could probably get a lot of things done.
Yeah, as a biomedical engineering major and future biomedical engineer,
yeah.
I think I not only want to make people able to live at a normal standard, but also be able to live beyond the standard.
Yeah, yeah.
To enhance what we already have.
Yes.
Not just to meet the standard.
That's the goal of engineers. We're trying to improve things. So, again, we can make our own world. We can make our own escape. And I think for us, again, as engineers, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make an escape for other people.
We're making that escape become real.
Yeah, exactly. We're not trying to make the fantasy world. We're not trying to keep that in the books. We're trying to take that out of the books and have it out there. So, and I think people generally want, I think people want that. It's just that, again, it's hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of conflict of interest between people. And it's just hard to move on.
Yeah, I mean, if people, I wish people behave like ants sometimes. we just collectively say, let's do this. But no, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah, can we lock in, please?
No, we're not gonna lock in. I want to do this, dude.
Yeah.
But what if
we locked in just for like a year?
Dude, if we locked in for a year,
everyone just locks in.
We would build a fusion reactor to get, like, we would build the arc reactor. See Iron Man's thing? We would build that in like a month. Give us a month. Give everybody a month to lock in.
We lock in all at the same time.
We would build rockets to take us to the other side of the solar system and back. Maybe not, but that's probably a little bit of an over exaggeration. But we would definitely accomplish a lot. Yeah, we would get stuff done. We would probably solve, I don't know, everything. Maybe not everything, but a lot.
Solve definitely a lot of the immediate problems that we might have. Because I know people stall too much. And so like something can get left behind and then it comes back later to haunt you. Like something that you didn't do before comes back later and you're like, oh shoot.
Yeah, you can't. I mean,
Or maybe a global reset.
Dude, listen.
One day, if no one does
anything. Listen, I think that if for one day, not for one day, let's say that the internet shuts down right now. I know that would be catastrophic. Catastrophic. But I think that would be good for the human race because we wouldn't be brain rotted, that's for once. People will go outside, I would have to go outside.
You know how many people I feel like would just go to sleep and then just wake up the next day?
Yeah. They were like, oh.
Is it going to be the people who go out and do something, the people who do nothing the whole day and just wait for tomorrow?
Yeah. They'll probably be waiting for tomorrow for the internet to come back.
Yeah.
So. Oh, man. The human race. The human race.
I know definitely because one of the reasons why I want to be a biomedical engineer is because I want to be able to make things that are like from Spider-Man. I want to be able to make his like web
shooters.
Web shooter.
Yeah.
I want to be able to make a suit that can fly like Iron Man.
No,
I need Jarvis.
You need Jarvis? No, listen. I want to study mechanical engineering, but eventually I want to get into physics and then possibly nanotechnology. And so with nanotech, my goal is to either build something with Iron Man or like the Black Panther suit. Because that suit is pretty cool and that's like pure nanotech technology. Again, if you guys remember, in one of the episodes I said one of the things that inspired me was like Generator Rex. And Generator Rex was all about nanotechnology. And I think that's a pretty cool concept and something that it's related to medical engineering for sure. And that stuff is just pretty cool. It's the future pretty much.
And I definitely feel like it's some things are attainable that are at that level of coolness.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you could probably give humans, if humans locked in for maybe 5 years, we could probably make a lot of the stuff we see in movies. Not gonna lie. People, I mean, maybe it could be
we need to make
an exaggeration, but
a really good jetpack.
Yeah.
We still have to make. I feel like jetpacks are one of those inventions that we see in movies that we feel like should be real.
Yeah.
But is not actually real.
Yeah. The ones that we've like seen are not as cool.
Yeah.
And
they're like huge.
Yeah, they're huge jetpacks.
You don't go like high there.
No. So.
And it would be too dangerous if we did that in real life to make it that fast and that powerful.
Dude, it would be cool to see the Falcon jetpack, like that one.
The wings?
The wings, dude. Those are pretty cool.
That's one thing that would be kind of cool. Like, Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah.
Like that.
He made something like that.
He made the glider.
Yeah.
The prototype of that glider that was based off of the bird wings or bat wings. And stuff.
Yeah. But did you see there was something like that on the Spider-Man to the Spider-Verse movie, the Vulture character that was like I think inspired by
the Renaissance Vulture.
Yeah, the Renaissance Vulture.
So. Yeah, it would be really cool if we could make like we could mimic bird wings in order to actually fly.
Yeah.
It's just like, but the muscles of our body would have to be able to flap.
Yeah.
But we've come to the end of the episode.
Yep. We got a few.
We've talked about different worlds. Which ones you want to be in? Why would you want to find and escape? And if you were in an actual world of your choice, why would you actually find that world to be cool?
Or like fantastic.
Yeah.
So this was our 4th episode of the Thinkings podcast.
Yeah, please support us.
Yes, subscribe and follow and
give us feedback.
Please give us criticism. We need that.
Yeah.
So anyways, thank you guys. Good evening, good morning, good evening, and good night wherever you are. We'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Bye.
Thinkings.